Alright, well, it goes like this. This video is part 4 of my series, and, well, the reason why psychiatry feeds into what I'm talking about, and is part of what I'm talking about, and is how the New World Order does business. Psychiatry, banks, secret societies. Now, what you see is that Gaddafi is a psychologist, but let me just touch briefly on banks, because it is key to what is going on. And the Greeks in the 4th century BC started sophisticating banking methods from before. And notice the time frame, which is, look at the history of religions, the time frame is significant to the Jews, and of course to the Christians. So we go on to the 12th and 13th century, where Christians banned banking, right? And they call it usury, I believe. And so this is when the Jews start taking over the banks. In the 13th, 14th century, the Lombards from North Italy start getting their piece of the banking and start pushing the Jews out. And so in Florence, the florin is minted in 1252. And Edward III of England has a 100-year war, and he has debt to the Florence banking cartels. Florence goes almost bankrupt, loaning money to him. And then you have the Fugger dynasty and the Habsburgs, which descend from a weaver. It's interesting how the bankers are the weaver of lies, and they descend from a weaver. Anyway, they loan money to Maximilian of the Holy Roman Empire. So even Rome is getting money loaned to them by these bankers. In 1525, they were granted revenue from the Spanish knighthood, and they get their money from mercury and silver mines. So we go on, of course, to the Rothschilds, and then the moneylenders start becoming the bankers. So then, of course, in my other video I talk about 1776. You have Weishaupt and the Bavarian Illuminati. 1808, Rail coins the term psychiatry. The 1921 Congress of Eugenics. Eugenics is the self-direction of human evolution, is what they say. In 1939 to 1945, World War II, 1945 to 1991, Operation Paperclip in the Cold War that follows, and the prepping Israel and Palestine for World War III, 1968, war with Israel, Zionists embracing Egypt, etc. Now you see, the mafia was not just kicking money up to the 5 families, to the commission. They were kicking money up to Israel. Where did Meyer Lansky go, where he was walking his dog so famously? He was in a small town in Israel. And so him and Ben Siegel were both Jews, and Lucky Luciano was the Sicilian, right? So just like you had the bankers, the Jewish bankers, the Italian bankers, here you got the Sicilian and the Jews on the rise again. And it's a global thing, of course. As it was happening over there with the Jews and the Italians in the criminal underworld, it migrated to America. But you see, the secret societies that had created these factions were already in America. They had already founded America. So it is, it is Libya. Of course, how Libya invades Egypt, and they have dynasties there for a while. Gaddafi's a psychiatrist, so Libya ties into Egypt and the psychiatry. And Egypt, of course, ties into Libya and psychiatry, because the psychiatrists comes from secret societies, which come from Egypt. Okay. And psychiatry, of course, ties into Libya and Egypt for the reasons mentioned before. So all this has to do with banking, of course, because it's a new world order where they control the politics and the money. So it also ties into the banking. That's why I just gave you a brief history of the banking cartels and how the Bank of Italy became Bank of America, how the Templars and the Italian Cabineri, the black nobility, the black pope, how all these things are part of banking as well. How Rothschild and the Battle of Waterloo, etc., etc. So that's what this video is about. I'm going to end it short so you can rewind it and play it again so you can truly understand what is going on in this brief 5-minute period.